Welcome back to another episode of Beauty School Bobbi. Today, I'm joined by Senator Frances Tesmer, a global entrepreneur, philanthropist, CEO of Rolfs Global, and a beauty industry leader with a passion for women's empowerment, education, economic growth, sustainability, and social justice. Frances Tesmer founded LEAD, Rolf's Global Institute, a revolutionary higher education program that is designed to create future leaders for the ever-changing world of beauty. Having held a prominent role such as the president of United Nations World Trade Point Federation, Hamburg, Germany, executive producer of a full-length documentary, and now CEO of the first ever higher education program pathway offering a bachelor's degree for beauticians worldwide, this is certainly one of our most unique, well-rounded, and impactful guests we've ever had. Frances, thank you so much for being here today. We're excited to have you. There is a whole new way to rise in the beauty industry. LEAD, Rolf's Global Institute, powered by L'Oreal Professional Products Division, is the world's first college degree program for beauty professionals. LEAD is higher education designed to expand your opportunities and open doors to greater success. Create a future with more financial freedom, more autonomy, more possibilities, and more impact. LEAD also provides scholarship opportunities to eligible students worldwide. It's more than a degree. It's a movement. This is where the future of beauty is headed. Be part of it. For more information, please visit leadinstitute.degree. Thank you so much for being here. And thank you so much for what you're doing for the beauty industry. I think what everyone has been telling me about you this week is that you and I share a passion for beauty school and for beauty school students. I obviously stalked you a little bit. So I have read a lot about you and read some interviews that you've done to just get a background about how this all came about. One of the things that I am so impressed with is the way that you were able to get regulation to happen, to really get, it's not easy to create a bachelor's program. And so for you to be able to do that for the people that are in this industry is so special. And so I want to kind of jump into all that, but I wanted to thank you for that work first, because I know it was hours and hours and hours and years of making this happen. So I think what you've done for the industry is really incredible. And I don't know if anybody's thanked you for that yet, but I wanted to.
That's so kind. Thank you so much. It's great to be with you. Absolutely.
So I want to talk about LEAD. So what was your introduction to the beauty industry? When did you first get exposed to beauty school at all?
So I always say I have no business to be in this business because it's not my background at all.
Yeah.
In fact, farthest away from my background. So I was introduced to the beauty industry in this way through Rolf. I know Rolf for 20 plus years. We are from the same city, Hamburg, Germany. We call ourselves hamburgers. And he's been his entire life in this industry, very, very successful. And throughout my life, I've always been passionate about women, their education, their empowerment, their life, their everything about them. It's been my lifelong passion. Throughout my life, I've always participated in everything that will elevate the women, that put them on a path of happiness, empowerment, especially financial stability.
Okay.
So I came to this point in my life that now I wanted to completely and totally focus on one thing. That was really something that I was very passionate about. And it was always women, right? So, but I was thinking health, okay, because I lost my mom to health, to cancer. So I was thinking health. And so, I came to, I took my mom all over the world for her recovery. One of the places I brought my mom was Mayo Clinic, Scottsdale, Arizona. That's how I came to Mayo Clinic, Scottsdale, Arizona. And so then after all of this happened and the tragedy, I wanted to build a clinic in Scottsdale, Arizona, a health clinic that would educate women on their overall well-being and things of that nature. Long story short, Rolf told me, why don't you help the beauty industry? Right? Now, at that time, I didn't know anything about the beauty industry except I'm a customer. I go to beauty, but I get my hair, that's all. I didn't know anything else. And I said, really, the beauty industry? You're not serious about that? He said, yes, this industry you were always passionate about women. This industry is mostly about women. And I think you need to look into that. That's how it kind of started with us. And again, long story short, and I have to tell you, since you're in the school area, Rolf introduced me to somebody very high level in the beauty industry and took me out and told him to tell Francis how amazing this industry is and how impactful this industry is. And this man shared with me a story, two things happened, and that's how I got to it. One of them was this story. This man told me, Francis, once upon a time, and a very high level person in the beauty, once upon a time, I was invited to a very high level party reception in Manhattan, where everybody who was there, they're very, they own maybe 3 banks, they're very big movers and shakers. And although I had a very high level position in beauty, but I thought, I'm just going to be the smallest guy there. I don't want to go there, right? Long story short, he does end up going there. And he says to me, Francis, the moment I walked in, somebody came in and introduced himself and said, oh, I'm Dr. So-and-so. And who are you? And he said to me, I said to myself, oh God, I just arrived and now they're asking me, who am I? I don't want to say I'm in beauty, it kind of doesn't sound serious. Anyway, so he said, well, I'm in fashion beauty. And he says, the moment I said that, this doctor said to me, or this person said to me, I'm a doctor and I own several clinics in New York. And a lot of the family, when they've tried everything to help their younger people, whether it is with drug, with depression, with all kinds of things, when everything has failed, I'm the last resort. They bring them to me. And then I work with them. And then sometimes I succeed, sometimes I don't succeed, and so on and so on. And he said to him that, sometimes we do a lot of medicine and therapy and so on. And sometimes they just sit there and they just don't do anything. And so you don't know, is this doing something for them? Is it not? And he says to him, I get goosebumps and talking about it. He says to him, do you know sometimes when we know something good is happening, something is moving? He said, for the women, when for the first time in our clinic, they get up that day and they decide to wash their hair and feel better or look better. So we know something good is happening in the inside that they want to show it. And for men, he says beer. They. So that really, like I said, really, like that really left a mark on me. And then the second thing, just very, very fast, Rolf invited me to his home in Scottsdale, Arizona, and said, Francis, we both love art, we both love history and things like that. We collect art. And so he says to me, I want to show you one of my best pieces of art. Come over to my home, I'll show it to you. Long story short, he ended up showing me a black and white picture like this size, black and white on the wall. There was a very handsome and a good-looking woman, very well-dressed, very distinguished, standing there. Rolf walks to me and says, do you see this picture? I said, yes. He said, this is my mom. This is my dad. This is their salon after the Second World War in Germany. When people, after the war in Germany, people lost everything, home, loved one. I mean, people had nothing, right? Yeah. He says they would walk in the winter of Germany with snow up to their knees and line up and come to my father's salon. And he says, Francis, it wasn't so much about the haircut. Of course, they got the
Right.
haircut, but it was a place where they found hope and positivity. Now, this is Second World War. Well, that left a big impression on me. And, you know, it took me about a year to look into this beauty industry and think about this. And I finally decided, maybe he is right. Maybe I need to go in this industry and do something there for the industry as my passion. And when I started investigating this industry to understand it, right? Who are the players? What's going on? I have to tell you, I became extremely disappointed and sad
Yeah.
because here I saw a multi-billion-dollar industry. I hired a team of people.
Yeah.
I came to New York. I interviewed everybody.
I was gonna ask you like who you talked to,
Yeah,
like
everybody,
how, what you were doing.
all
Yeah.
the players,
Yeah.
every major manufacturer. I took a team. I went there and I talked to them and I asked them, "Tell me about this industry. I'm a student. I want to learn, right?"
Mhm.
And they told me, what was going on. And then I did intensive research. I traveled around the country. I visited beauty schools. I visited salons. I wanted to understand.
Yeah.
And what made me really sad is that here it is. And to be honest, I didn't know beauty industry was so huge. I think most people don't know that.
Yeah.
Right here it is a multi-billion-dollar industry, right? Doing amazing things, science, technology, sustainability, inclusive. They're at the forefront of many things.
Yeah.
But its workforce is left behind. What's going on there? I can't believe it. And it just so happened that most of the workers at that time and even today are women.
Yeah.
And I said, oh my God, this is something I want to get into. I want to see how I can help. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's
Well,
how it is started.
I think it's
It's
so
a long,
special.
long story, but I'm
No.
just telling you that's how it's,
Yeah, that's
how it is
exactly what I
started.
want to know because I think that like the view and the perspective that we have in this industry, so many people that I talk to, and I'm on like the very, very beginning. I'm visiting students in high schools that are taking programs and earning hours. So
Yeah.
I was actually just talking to Garrett and I was telling him, like when I go in there, I tell them about beauty school, but then we start talking about their proms and they show me their prom dresses and we're talking about all of that. But where the disconnect is they haven't had somebody that is supportive. Most likely they've been told go to traditional college, right? And go into that right away. It's not always like go to beauty school. This is great. Even people whose parents or grandparents or whoever are in the beauty industry, they're not encouraged. But why? Because what you and I know and what you see when you really start digging into the beauty industry is there's money to be made. There's a successful career to be had. It's great for moms. It's great for families. There's so many positives of this industry that I just want to like scream it from the rooftops. Why wouldn't you encourage this, And so I think it's really important that even on that level, they're shown role models. So I think probably what you saw when you went out into the workforce, like you said, is everyone to the standard that we should be with working with the companies that we're working with? Like, why is there this successful corporate level and there's all of this money and all of these products but like, it doesn't look like that in the salon,
It doesn't translate there.
Yeah, it doesn't translate to that. And so I think that that's a great place to start. I mean, I think that we have to, and we have to start in schools and we have to start making this a real career. And so that's why I think what you've done with LEAD is so amazing. So I've talked to 2 women that are in the LEAD program. So, like I said, I think you and I share this love for people and moms and all of that, like women in general. Like, I think that that's, kind of the main reason that we're in this, right? But I think with LEAD, I've talked to 2 women that are in the program, and both of them went to beauty school, were successful in the salons, but always felt like they were missing something. They always felt like they were embarrassed to say, I'm a hairdresser
Of
or
course.
hairstylist, and they kind of say it under their breath,
Yeah.
or I'm a hairdresser, but, or I'm going to beauty school, but I
Yeah.
have, it's always a
Of
follow
course.
up.
Of
And
course.
what they both told me and both shared with me was that they are probably 40 plus. And so they've been in their career for a little bit, and now they've earned a degree. They've accomplished something. I interviewed
Absolutely.
somebody yesterday that was literally in tears
Yeah.
when we were talking about it because she's about to finish the program. And she was like, it's so special to me to be able to complete this, you know, and I think August 18th, she's going to have a graduation. And it just is so special to be able to say, like, I've earned a degree.
Absolutely.
What is crazy about it is the way that you were able to get Arizona State to allow the hours to be credited, because what we're facing right now is possible deregulation, and it's a fear in this industry. It's been a fear for a long time. And so they want to cut hours, and you're honoring hours. I think it's so amazing that you got them to do that. So with beauty school and the structure of beauty school, what has that process been like for you? What challenges have you faced to get people to take you seriously at this time?
Well, first of all, let me say that I think it starts with the perception that people have about beauty, right? Somehow it's not taken seriously, and it's a combination of many things that has led to it being where it is, right? But the thing is, beauty on its own, right? Beauty is such a huge part of human evolution, civilization, is part of our life. I mean, think about it. Without looking our best and feeling our best, no matter what job we do, no matter what role we have in the world, in order for us to show up in the world to do what we do, we need to incorporate beauty both inner and outside in our life. It is most essential, right? Most powerful. And yet somehow people don't see it that way, right? Parents, I often say, you know, young men and women go to their parents and say, Mom, I know you want me to be an attorney or an engineer or accountant or whatever, but you know, I love beauty. I want to do this. And mom and dad says, like, what do you want to do? Like you're not going to go to college. You're not going to make money. You're not going to be respected, acknowledged, all of that. And you can't blame the parents. It's kind of how it's been, right?
Yeah, definitely.
So it's been a journey of 11 years as far as I'm concerned. And here is the thing. Not only that I had to convince academic centers, and in this case, two of the best in the country.
Yeah.
ASU is the #1 university in innovation in the country, right? So not only convincing them and explaining to them that this is a viable workforce, a viable industry, it needs to go to the next level, but also on even, the industry itself, parents, even beautician at the time, there were so many people to communicate with and to convince that it is time for this profession to go to the next level in order to serve the workforce itself. And yes, they are mostly women, but men too. In fact, one of my goals is to invite a lot more men to come to this industry. Why not? You don't need to be worried about it, right?
Yes, absolutely.
And so then we needed to create what I call innovation in education on its own, okay? Because today in this modern life, we live in a completely different time than ever before. So that's one factor. Then we have the beautician, that they need a whole different kind of education to address the modern world into the future. So that's another piece, right? And then creating access for beautician to have access to such academic work, to the higher education, to college and university, right? So all of these different parts is what has taken all of these years to bring it together and finally launch it, so that the beautician, I say, now have also a seat at the table of the future, so that the beautician receives the respect, the acknowledgement that they deserve, but also the opportunity that they want and they need. Like you said, this degree now opens so many other doors for them. They can become entrepreneur. They can go and work for a company. They can work in laboratory. They can be in marketing. They can be in management. They can do so many things in one of the most beautiful industry in the world. And by the way, one of the most powerful industry in the world. And I agree with you. Beautician can earn 100,000, 200,000, 300. And we just happen to be in a time right now that there is more job and possibility available than well-rounded, well-educated beautician.
Yes, it's true. Yeah.
Isn't that fantastic? Like, all you have to do is to equip yourself and everything else is waiting for you.
Yes,
You know?
absolutely. It's so exciting. And I think that, like I said, I think that what you're doing with Leader, what you've created in this program is going to make them even more confident to say, like, I have a place. Like you said, a seat at the table. Like it shouldn't it's weird to me because of the time that we live in now. Like when you talk to people that went to beauty school 50 years ago, 60 years ago, like that have been in this industry for so long, and they're working so closely with powerful people. So like CEOs and like of all these, like they're the ones behind those people, right? And they're so connected, but there is still this
gap.
Yes,
The
there's
gap.
still a separation, and I'm so excited about the opportunities that this is going to open up for people that want to do this, and I'm so excited about 5 years from now, 10 years from now, what the industry looks like because this is available to them.
Absolutely.
And how many more people are going to look at their hairstyle as different. I think one of the best things with communication and social media and all of that stuff is I think that the client now has a way different perspective. They know, they're at least getting a better understanding of what that beauty professional has done or what they've had to go through for schooling and for education and the time that they've had to put in. But what I love about LEAD is beauty school doesn't always, I mean, I would like to think that we're doing it the best that we can, but from being even here just this week and talking to salon owners in the area, they're like, wait a minute, that's not what's happening in our beauty schools. And so I think what is so great about LEAD is all of the pieces that you're missing, you can earn that. You can spend more time. It's not just the 1 year of beauty school.
Absolutely.
You're going to go to 2, 3, 4, and you're also going to get everything focused on the beauty industry. So when I went to college, I was taking classes that didn't matter. I was taking classes that had nothing to do with the profession that I was going to be in. This is specific to the beauty industry. So what I love about that is it's not a waste of time. This is all specific to what we've labeled as important or what we think you need to know to be successful.
Absolutely. And I think that beauty school, they give the student a certain level of foundation, and different schools, some schools do a better job than others, but give them different, they have a limited time. They give them different, the basic foundation, and then, the tests that they have to pass. So it's just kind of bringing them in. But after that's finished, then they actually need the business, the psychology, the communication, the entrepreneurship, the science. Well, it takes time. How many years do you think an attorney or doctor goes to university in order to become successful in their career?
Right.
I don't know why this should be different to beautician. After all, if there is somebody who needs a lot more education, I would argue is beautician. Can you imagine you deal with 10, 20 person a day, different psychology, different style of communication, different needs, different what? You have to be able to speak to that, right? You have to be able to address this human in her or his totality, right? It takes education. It takes confidence. It takes so many things and tools and knowledge and education that you as a beauty professional need to know and to have to deliver that. Not to mention that today we live in a completely transformed world.
Yes.
Right? We live in a modern world. Even the need of people have changed in the meantime. Their desire have changed, right? And so our beautician need to be even more equipped to address that than ever before.
Yes.
Right?
Absolutely.
So and they deserve to have that. They deserve to have this access to the next level education, right? To make their own life a better life on emotional level, financial level, all of that, but also to deliver to the consumer, to the client, that next level of beauty. I call it transformational beauty that everybody needs, right? And it's a win-win. Everybody wins.
Yes.
Everybody wins. And the time is now. The time is now. We can't wait any longer, right?
Yes. I love it. And I love your passion for it. And I think that you're the perfect person to do this. It had to be you, whether that was, your life journey, especially having exposure and being entrepreneurial, like coming from a different background into the beauty industry. You carry a lot of different things in, different perspectives, right? So things you've learned from business. I know there was a lot of moments of like starting my career in the industry of being like, wait, why are you doing it this way? Why? But that's important. I think the more people that can come in with different perspectives, the better. And you kind of see what gaps are there, like what we're missing that we need to fill. One of the things that I was thinking as you were saying this was, we have people that are making more money, I think, than ever in the beauty industry. We've talked to people, or I know some of our graduates that are making, like you said, $200,000, $300,000, but we've taught in no way how to handle that amount of money.
That's
and they
right.
might not have come from that. So having classes on finances and how to manage that money, like somebody has to tell them, somebody has to teach you how to do this stuff.
Totally. I fully agree with you. You are right on. And it's only fair and it's only right to do that. No doubt about that. I fully agree with you. And, the fact that we've created this curriculum specific to the beauty professional to give them the tools, right, and the education they need to address this industry.
Right.
And that has taken years to put this together. But very important, and I'm so glad that it is now here. And talk about confidence. One of the things that is missing desperately in our industry with beauty professionals is the lack of confidence. You cannot blame them. It's hard to have confidence if you don't have all the knowledge you need to do what you want to do. It's not easy. So the fact that they can now be proud, stand tall, go to their parents, I want to be a beautician, and mom and dad says, wow, that's exciting. You're going to be very successful financially. But then there is another thing, the impact. The impact is huge. Which other industry can have such an impact on another human being? Show it to me.
Yeah. No, it's this.
Right?
This is exactly it.
And so that's what's exciting. And right now we live in a time, there's so much going on in the world, right? And I really want the beauty industry and the beautician at the forefront of that, to really be at the forefront of taking humanity itself to the next level. We are the one who can empower other humans, uplift them, hold them, beautify them from the inside and outside, so people can go out there and be whoever they want to be.
Yeah.
But our beautician make that happen.
Absolutely. I think that there's such a force in the industry. Everyone has this passion. We say when we're meeting with beauty school students, oh, I'm sorry. And when we're meeting with beauty school students, we ask them, what is it that has drawn you to this career? What is it that you want to do? And when I have people that say, I didn't make it in college, and so I thought maybe I would try this. Okay. If you, whatever. But when I have people that say, I want to help people and I want to change the world and I want to be there, I think what a lot of people don't realize, and I remember one of the turning points in my career that I thought, this is something that matters. And this is way bigger than I knew, as I was walking. So in our beauty school, I was walking on the clinic floor and I saw this woman who had her hands down, okay, or her head down. And in a beauty school, I was like, oh no, what did the student do? Did they mess something up? Did they mess up hair color or something, Right. And then I'd asked the instructor, I said, hey, is that woman okay? And the students are working, everything seemed fine. And it's really weird because I ran into this woman 2 years after this incident. But she was probably 25 years old and had just lost her husband.
Oh, wow.
And she couldn't bring herself to get ready for her husband's funeral. She couldn't put makeup on. She couldn't get her hair done. She was away from family. She didn't have a ton of friends to help her, and came into a beauty school, which I think she did because she was like, I can sit here and cry.
Absolutely.
And nobody knows me, Those students who were new in the industry helped that woman. And like I said, I randomly ran into her at a career fair at a high school years later. And I was I was there that day. And anyways, it's crazy how that happens. But that is the difference. When you say we're the beauty industry, these are the people that are literally touching lives, changing lives. We need to make those people the most prepared, the most confident, psychology, communication, all of those things that you've mentioned are so to me and to you, it's basic. That's what we need, right? There's been nobody's just put emphasis on that.
Totally. I say is the forgotten population in some ways,
Yes.
They do essential work, important work, but forgotten. Okay,
Yep.
I don't understand that. How does that, right?
Yeah.
And also, it is time for beautician to receive the acknowledgement, the respect that they deserve. But you can't do that unless they, right, go to college, to university, become professionals, have career. This journey in some way you can say is from trade to profession.
Yeah, absolutely.
That's where it's at. We're closing this gap.
Right.
Lead is closing this gap. Trade to profession. This is a profession.
Yes, absolutely.
And it should be respected as one, and people should make the extent of finances, financial stability that they deserve in this profession. I always say when it comes to women, and I tell you, I'm very passionate about inviting a lot of men into this.
Yes.
Now that we have university, because now they say, okay, I can do this and I can feed my family, or they become confident that this is a profession because we are elevating its reputation. But two things I want to say. Women love beauty, okay, because they are beauty the moment they're born. They can't help it, right? So now you're a woman and you love beauty and you want to get engaged in the beauty industry, but then everybody else discourage you because they're worried you won't have the future you deserve. And so then we're going in a full circle.
Yeah.
I know women who go and become an accountant, 10 years later, they go back to the beauty industry because this is what they love.
Yep.
Right? Now they don't have to do that anymore.
Yes.
Right from the start, they can go study, learn, and then go out in the world and play a bigger role even than ever before in the beauty industry, right?
Yeah,
And
definitely.
feel fulfilled,
Yeah.
have a good future, good career, be proud, their family be proud of, all of that.
Yeah, and I think with lead, and I mean, we're sitting in the L'Oreal professional products, headquarters here in the United States. We've met a lot of people that have their license. We've met a lot of people that don't. With lead, and you're in exactly like what you're saying, like you start younger. So you go to beauty school, right? Like you have 18, 19, 20, however old, and then you go through and complete this program. I think what's awesome is there's going to be more of that in these positions as well. It won't just be people coming to beauty school and only thinking they have to stand behind the chair.
No.
It's going to open their eyes and way sooner in life, which is like you provide for your family, like, or if you're a single mom or whatever it is, like support yourself. It's not going to be, hey, one of the things we see, and I think it might just be because we live in the South. So they get married a lot younger than other places in the country. And so what I've seen a lot of is people getting married young and ending up like divorced or whatever. I mean, by mid 20s, Now what do? You're mid 20s, you have children, you're now on your own. Like, what are you going to do? And I think that setting women up for success or men up for success at a younger age, like, let's go. Like,
Absolutely.
get everything, like, get your life ready and in order and then support that family. Like, that, I know that you've said this and like the idea, and everyone looks at me like I'm crazy. And I'm like, we're going to change the world. But I believe that. And I think because children will have a different household and like just the role of women in that it plays. I think all of us, I mean, sitting in this room, our moms have played like a very important role in our lives. And it is, a very important role in the family structure. So let's educate women as much as we can because it literally will change the world.
100%. It's interesting you say that. I've always said, if we want to make the world a better place, let's invest in our women, right? And their education and their financial stability, their emotional stability, their health, their overall well-being.
Yeah.
I agree with you 100%. That's quite amazing. It's an amazing story. Young women go to beauty school, then they get out, they don't have all these other tools, and they go out in the world, and then they crash. And then they think they choose the wrong profession. Whereas you didn't choose the wrong profession. You just didn't have the tools that the modern world needs, right? And you need in order to be successful at it, right? And so to not let that happen, to your point, right from the start, is the way to go, and the time is now.
Yeah.
The future is here.
Yes.
Right? And I have to say, it's fantastic that one of the most successful brand, the L'Oreal, gets it and has come behind it and supports it. I think that's fantastic. That speaks about who they are, right? And what they really believe in, right? When you talk about, some of the people here have license and many don't you find it really sad in many ways that the beauty industry, when they want to hire a manager, a corporate office, a marketing, many division, right? Science lab, they go out in the world and they find people of other field, then they bring them, and then it takes several years to kind of re-educate them in the beauty, and then they can function. Well, wouldn't it be great that we have these people already right out of the university? They love beauty, they know, they've learned, and now they go out in the world. And when you talk about, I don't know how people think that if you go into beauty, you can only do one thing.
Yes.
And this behind the chair thing. So I'm so against behind the chair, the word behind the chair. You need to know that. Because I don't know who invented that, and whoever invented that will probably get mad at me. but I say, what is this behind the chair business? What I mean by that, a doctor sits behind the desk every day. Do we say this is behind the desk? Well, where does that? I mean, Like, what else you want to say about this? Behind the chair, behind the this, behind the that. This is a profession.
Yeah,
Period.
absolutely.
And you can do many things if you get the education that you need.
Yes.
Period. It's not over the chair, behind the chair, to the left of the chair, to the right of the chair. It's a profession. And you have many options. And you can have a fabulous career and you can have an impact.
Yeah, I think like to your point, we had to figure out like coming from not being in this industry, we had to figure out what the industry was, how it works, and all of that stuff. Just give it to them on the front end. Like, let's tell everybody everything about it. Let's stop wasting time. Let's stop like having to explain ourselves and having to explain what we do and how it works. Like, if we know how to become a doctor or we know how to become whatever we want to become. I wanted to be a high school English teacher, so I knew I needed to go to college and this and that. It shouldn't be a question of how do I become a beauty professional? Like, it's just like anything else, you know, it is so different.
100%.
And I'm excited about this change. And like, I think it's just so incredible what you're able to offer. And I didn't tell you this yet, but I posted like a small Instagram video because that's where the students kind of all follow me, right? And so I posted an Instagram video and I was like, oh, I haven't really told anybody that I'm coming to New York and that we're working with L'Oreal and we're talking about LEED and all of this stuff. So I didn't really like told the audience yet because I'm still trying to make that transition of like living in the real world with people, but then also on my phone. Like it's so weird. But anyway, so I hadn't told anybody yet. And I talked to some of the students about it, but like just for me saying, I'm going to be talking to Frances, who started LEED, and it's a bachelor. Like I said, like 2 sentences about it. I got like flooded with messages of like, wait, what is this? I have an educator at the school that messaged me right away and he said, can I come see you tomorrow? I want to hear about this program. And I sent him the information. Like people are so hungry for this.
Absolutely.
Like it's
way overdue. Way overdue. It's very
Yes.
interesting you say that because most of the time when people get to know about it, the first thing they say, where was this 10 years ago, 20 years ago?
I know.
The other thing I have to tell you a story. We have students all the way from 17 to 18 to 20, beautician who have been in the industry 15 years, 5 years, right out of school, just all range. And it was a few months ago, I talked to one hairdresser, 64 years old, been in the industry 30 years. And she says, when she heard about it, she says, Frances, probably I am, this is she saying that, you know, probably I'm too late to do it now. But you know what? I'm going to do it anyways. To show this, to prove to the world we are intelligent.
Yep.
If we are given an opportunity, we can do it, but also to be a role model for my own children and for future generation.
Yeah.
LEED is really about generational transformation in the beauty industry.
Yeah.
You know,
it really is.
People are waiting.
They really are.
They really want it.
Yeah. So how
and deserve it.
Yeah. I'm going to ask you just one more question. And
Please.
I know you're so busy, so I'm just so thankful for this time. But now coming in, out of all of the things that you've done, like prior to being exposed, prior to Rolf, thank goodness for exposing you to all of this and gifting the beauty industry, like what you're doing. Do you feel like this was the role, the place you were meant to be?
Oh my God. Absolutely. I tell you, I love every moment of it. I mean, I get so emotional about it. Really emotional about it. To see these young women now have the opportunity to make something out of their life in an industry they love and they want. It's incredible.
Yeah.
It's really incredible. I am so happy and feel blessed that I had this opportunity to create this platform that I wanted to live forever and transform our industry forever. That's what I'm excited about. And people deserve that. People in this industry deserve that. Women deserve it, men deserve it, customers deserve it. The world deserves it. That's it. The time is now.
Yeah. Well, we're so thankful.
Yeah.
And I think, like I said, I think it's something that I think you're just so special, so
Oh, you're
thankful that
too
we got
kind.
to talk about this. And again, sharing the passion for helping women and helping people, I think is just everything. And I
Mhm.
think that your experience and everything that you had before coming into this industry led to
Yeah.
you. And I think that this is something that is going to change the industry. And I think that for years. I think, I
Mhm.
have a 4-year-old daughter, and I
Oh.
always, I keep joking that she has a hairstylist. So she has a
Uh-huh.
girl that she goes to
That's
from the
adorable.
beauty school. And, I hope that she'll come into this industry, but I'm excited for that. I'm
Yeah,
excited for that far down the road to
absolutely.
possibly have this opportunity. And that's because of you and because of what you've done. And I'm just very, very thankful.
You're too kind. And I have to thank you for all of your work and your passion and you advocating for this industry, for the beautician, for the future of it. It takes a village, as we know.
Yes.
It takes all of us.
Mhm.
And I'm so glad that there is so many of us that want this.
Yes.
And this is now happening. And it's wonderful for everybody, right?
Yes, it really is.
Yeah.
It's great. And I'm
Mhm.
excited. So, we will make sure that we put all of the links down below so that everyone can find out more information about LEAD, find out more information about you and how to get involved. But if you see a weird influx of students from like the Tennessee area,
Yeah. I love Tennessee. I want to go visit
yes,
Tennessee.
you need to.
I've heard about
Oh,
Tennessee. I want to go see it.
you are
How
welcome
wonderful.
anytime.
Oh,
We would
that's so
love for you to
sweet.
see the school
Yeah, I
to
would
show
love
you
to.
that.
I would love to come to
Yeah.
your school, actually.
It's something really
Yeah.
special, and I think
I
the
think I'll
students
make
would like
that happen.
die over you.
I'll make that happen. I just want to come and see your students,
Yes, it's really amazing, and I think
Yeah.
it's something special. I think for exactly what you want to do, Rob
Yeah.
and Dalton, and obviously my husband. Everyone's been in and like been exposed to it now, and there's just something.
Yeah, there's
There's
something
something magic
special.
there.
Yeah.
There really is, and
Yeah.
I think that you'll feel it for
Yeah,
sure when
no,
you come in.
I have no doubt about it. I've always said one of the things that I love about beauty professional, they all have big heart. They want to
Huge.
do good things. They
Yes.
really do. That's how it starts with them.
Yep.
And then they need to have the platform
Yep.
to really do that. Yeah.
Oh, I'm
Mhm.
excited. So thank you so much.
Absolutely. Thanks.
There is a whole new way to rise in the beauty industry. LEAD, Rolfs Global Institute, powered by L'Oreal Professional Products Division, is the world's first college degree program for beauty professionals. LEAD is higher education designed to expand your opportunities and open doors to greater success. Create a future with more financial freedom, more autonomy, more possibilities, and more impact. LEAD also provides scholarship opportunities to eligible students worldwide. It's more than a degree, it's a movement. This is where the future of beauty is headed. Be part of it. For more information, please visit leadinstitute.degree.